All right, this battle was fought on the 25th of August, 2022, on the Islands of Ice map. Another CV meets Davy Jones.
General quarters.
All right, we're going to go ahead and speed this up, get over the boring bits, because the boring bits are coming up. So anyway, as a submarine on this map, one generally starts in the middle unless there is another sub, at least I do. This is rare, so what I usually do here is to move towards capture area B in order to help capture it. My usual tactic is to continue the capture as long as it isn't being contended by the other side. And if the capture is interrupted, to right away abandon it and attempt to find and destroy the enemy ship trying to capture the area. In this case, friendly cruisers assisted me in the capture, so we've got some power here. Nobody tried to interfere on the other side, so immediately upon accomplishing the capture, I went ahead and started off on a search and destroy. Headed north, see if I could find something to attack. Now, it was somewhat unusual that I was able to continue as far north as I did before my first contact, but not unheard of, so here we are moving right along, and ping. There's my first contact, and it's another submarine. So let's see what happens. Now what I did was to immediately go down to 30 meters and headed in his direction to see if we could encounter each other. But I suspect he decided he didn't want to engage me anymore than I wanted to engage him, really. Submarine versus submarine engagements are usually kind of nerve-wracking, and against another destroyer of the same, submarine of the same type as me, I'd rather avoid it, since I prefer fighting against U-2501s, which don't have any stern tubes. Anyway, I just continued along that track and never saw him. And it started out with my submarine detection device not being ready, but I decided not to use it in the end. So anyway, finally never saw him. And came back up and discovered a better target. Well, what do you know? A battleship at less than half strength heading my direction. So, alright, so I decided to go ahead and launch off some torpedoes. I didn't decide to send off non-homing, so I sent off homing, but then didn't home on them. Send a tag, a post, what do you call that? Anyway, I only got one hit out of it. And in a way, that might have been a fine idea, because the thing is that if I had sent a tag, an acoustic tag, he might have had a good directional idea of where to send strike aircraft against me. So in this case, he didn't send anything, but still only got one hit. So I switched back over to non-homing torpedoes, because they hit about 2 or 3 times harder than the other. And then came back up to periscope depth and let him have the 4 stern tubes. And the idea was that I'd, catch him out pretty good. At least one would hit him. And so off we go. And go down in order to avoid possible detection and also to avoid possible retribution from strike aircraft. And in the event, there they go in. And whap, whap, whap. He's dead. I am very good. Excellent. That's the way I like it. Now, as it turns out, I'm really close to the enemy carrier. So why not? Let's go for it. Okay, my forward tubes are not totally loaded up yet, but whatever. And so here we go on that attack run.
Team has taken the lead.
Now, as the annunciator said, we have taken the lead, but it's still possible we could lose. So taking out the enemy CV at this point would be a big advantage. So I fired off as many torps as I had available, which were 4 in the event, and popped out under in order to avoid a secondary battery, and seeing what happened.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Alright, just one hit him.
Low battery.
He's faster than me on the surface, and especially when I'm underwater, so I'm involved in a stern chase unless he does something silly. And actually he ends up doing something silly. He abandons the straight line escape and starts presenting me a broadside. Now, because he doesn't have any supporting ships nearby, there isn't a lot he can do except his own self-defense means. He's got secondary batteries that he's fired at me, and he's got fighters to come and try to take me out when I make my visits to the surface, but it's not going to work. This guy is toast. And coming up on it again, I've got some torps loaded, and let's come up and have a look, and there he is. Take careful aim and send some his way. 2. Only got 2 loaded at this point. Under attack by this fighter. Coming right up on him. Okay, there's 2 in. And secondary's firing. I'm going to go ahead and go under him. And come up on the other side and let him have my stern tubes. Okay. This is a good maneuver to use if your enemy doesn't have very strong secondary batteries. I've used it a few times on CVs.
Our team has taken the lead.
Here we go. Back up. He's trying to turn away. Better maneuver than what he was doing, but he's presenting his stern to me really too prominently, and going in and got it. Okay, CV down. Alright, I've hit 2 ships. I've broken 100,000 damage, and they're down to 4 ships at this point. Looks like they're going to lose. And in fact, there isn't much more to, discuss here on the subject. I'm nowhere near any enemy ships to attack, and it could take me forever getting there. So the end of the battle has arrived. I'm just going to go speed it up and get to the end. Okay, they're down to 1 ship left, and it's the submarine, and somebody got him, so we're done, and we won.